Hey there, I hope you're doing well. I wanted to check in and share a video based on some feedback I got from some of my subscribers. And I do want to also thank my new subscribers. There are lots and lots of you, so welcome. And for those of you who've been here with me for a while, I really appreciate you sticking with me and giving your feedback as you have the opportunity. So as I mentioned, one of the can't talk, it's early, I need more coffee. One of the suggestions that came through was to share information about my planning process beyond just the gear. And as you can tell from watching my videos, I love my gear. It's fun for me to try different things, see what's out there, check out technology, make my own stuff. All of that I really enjoy because it's tangible, and you have a tent, it works or it doesn't. There are very finite parameters around your gear selections, and all of the other stuff is a lot more confusing for me, because when I'm thinking about where am I going to be and when, and do I need resupply boxes, and what can I see in different towns and different places, and will I even get there when I expect to, and what's the weather going to be like? There are just so many unknowns and variables that is for me a little bit more challenging. But I'm working through the process, and I thought I would share it with you now, as I am about, I think, 108 days out from my trip starting. So wanted to share with you where I am right now. It's going to look chaotic, but I'll get it cleared up, I promise, before I start my hike. So that I could just share with you some of the tools and resources that I'm using, stuff that I have ready now that's got to be organized, and just kind of show you the process so you can see some of the ugly inner workings of the planning of a thru hike. So let's go. One of the first things I did when I started planning was just create a massive notes file on my computer, and this actually syncs to my iPhone and my iPad, so anywhere I am when I'm researching, I can gather information and just plop it in here and refer back to it later. And this has been really invaluable as my command central for researching and planning. And I'm even thinking at some point, if I get enough information and I feel like it's useful, maybe this could be the seeds for a book. But this is really where my planning started. I'm also using a number of other resources. I have my AT data book for 2017, which really encapsulates a lot of the information that's in the Appalachian Trail thru-hiker's companion. And I'm actually getting the AWOL book, the 2018 book, to take on my hike, and I'll break that apart and just take sections with me. And then also the ATC puts out this thru-hike planner. It's okay. It's not super great for me. I wish it was all digital, but it does have some, some data in here that's useful, some planning worksheets at the end that you can copy, and if I could find them. Big calendars that you can put together, that sort of thing. So if you're a pen and paper kind of person, this would be a great tool to have. I have also found several things online through my Facebook groups, and this is one my friend printed out for me from Appalachian Trail Clarity. And this is a great multi-page sheet that goes through several different stops, the hostels, the resupplies, that sort of thing. It gives you the mileage where they are, and I'm using this as I plan my resupply stops, and also particularly any boxes that I want to have sent to me. Okay, welcome to my mess. I am actually getting ready for another weekend shakedown hike, so I'm laying out all my stuff and trying to figure out what I'm going to take this time, what things I might want to test. And I've taken over our home gym. If you were able to look real closely, you might see some of the stuff is gathering dust. So I've decided I'm going to take it easy over the holidays, and then January 1 I'm going to be on the treadmill, on the rowing machine, doing my weights and really getting in shape physically, because I've been a little bit lazy. But as I mentioned, I've taken over this room, and it's got all my stuff and my doggy helper there, Scout, and I'm keeping everything together as best as possible. I've got a whole closet that's got extra stuff, like you can see up there. There's permethrin that I plan to have sent to me so I can treat my tent. Extras of everything, box of toiletries that I'll parse out, some food. I've been getting food stashes. We've got a Big Lots close by, and they have a good rewards program, so every now and then they'll send a coupon for 10 off $50, and I can go buy a bunch of food that I can stash away. And all my gear is here, things I'm taking, things I've tried, things I'm getting ready to use. But that's kind of where everything is landing right now, and pretty soon it'll all be broken up into different packages. So my plan right now is to do about 8 different resupply points. I was aiming for every 3 weeks or so on the trail, estimating a 6-month hike. So that seemed like a good place to start, but I'm also looking at data in terms of what's the terrain like, what is accessible in town. Some towns I hear are
much better places to resupply than others. And so I'm looking at that information and also spacing out my resupplies based on that, making sure that I get a box in a town where maybe I can't get a lot of things. I know some people get resupplies much more frequently. Some people don't get them at all. There are some things that I'm taking that I know either are going to wear out or potentially get lost, and I may want replacements. I may also want some gear replacements. So my hope is that if I need something like a new pair of shoes, that I can just have the boxes all ready to go with a little bit of extra space, and I can call my husband and have him drop something else in there if it needs to go in, and then have him send it to me at locations that I've already predetermined or places that I do expect to stop. And my plan is that I will hike for 3 or 4 days and then resupply. So 3 or 4 days, scoot into town, get another 3 or 4 days of food, and then probably stop every week or so in a hostel or in a hotel to, get a shower, get cleaned up, that sort of thing. So every 3 weeks seemed like, I wouldn't be chasing boxes down all the time and be wasting too much time trying to figure out where my stuff is, but enough time that I could really appreciate what's in the boxes, especially if it's special things that I enjoy that I can't find on the trail. So that's my plan right now, and as I go, I will get everything actually lined up in boxes that are all shipped and laid out with labels ready to go. So I want to make it as easy as possible for my husband as my support person, because he's got a full-time job. He doesn't need to be spending all of his time focusing on where to send a box to me. So just trying to make things easy and streamlined for him, but also flexible, knowing that things change on the trail. So not going to seal up the boxes and have them all labeled. I'll just have them ready to go, and he can pull things out or put things in depending on what my needs are at the time. And hopefully that approach will work out for me, but we'll see.